and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here, guys, where honestly, I've got a lot to say today. I have a lot of things that I want to talk to you all about. I'm going to be talking about the team. I'm going to be talking about what Barca is right now, what Barca should be, about what the new coach at Barca should also be. We're going to be talking about Deco, about Joan Laporta, and of course about Xavi and these players, and it's all coming up for you. So sit back, take a deep breath, and let's get into it. Because straight away, guys, let's all of us just say, last night against Granada, it was absolutely embarrassing from Barca. Let's get that absolutely clear. It's unacceptable. To play like that, to produce another result like that in the league, it is so bad. We were facing the 19th best team in the division, and it was woeful from Barca. And of course, guys, again, it's 3 more goals conceded at home. We conceded 3 there against Granada. That follows on from 5 that we conceded against Villarreal. We conceded 4 against Athletic Club and 4 against Real Madrid. And by the way, all of those games, it's over the past few weeks. It is all in this year. The year has only just started, and Barca cannot stop conceding goals. Which is when we start talking about change, and which is when we need to start not only talking about change, by the way, but actually enforcing it. And of course, we've got to wait, we've got to give it time, we've got to give it until the end of the season there, until we see a new coach at Barca. But I just want to express here what needs to change at this club right now. And when you mention somebody there, like Hansi Flick, for example, we like to use him here on the channel as an example, because honestly, a lot of what he stands for, I see right now as things Barca desperately need to address. Because my first thought about Hansi Flick would simply be, sort out the basics of this club. The first thing first, get these players running. Get these players actually working hard as a team, as a unit, get them organised. And that's not only out there on the field as we see it every weekend there during matches, but I'm talking about on the training ground. I'm talking about here instilling real discipline and hard work into every single member of this group. So before we even start talking about expansive football, all the rest of it, let's sort out the basics here, because we do not see them right now at Barca. There is no shape about this team, there is no organisation, there is no focus. We are unable to concentrate. Every single player out there look jaded. They look distracted. They look as though they cannot focus on a 90-minute game of football. It's a whole team there of Aaron Ramsdales. They can't focus on what's happening in front of them. From the first minute, they're asleep. How many times have we either conceded a goal or nearly conceded in the first 90 seconds of a match? It's ridiculous. You would not see this at any other top-level team. And look at it yesterday. Like I say, after we'd scored important goals in the game, got ourselves back in it, we very nearly concede seconds after. Nothing will make this team wake up right now. You need somebody to come in and snap them into action. You need a character there who is bold, who is brave, who is able to take on these players and take on this club. Take on the board if you need to. We need a leader. We need a strong personality. And you know the other thing right now, guys, you know the other thing, every single time that you sit down and you watch a Barca performance this season, what are we actually lacking? Maybe a little bit of pride. You look at the game yesterday, I don't care who is in charge of the team. You all know here that I've been critical of Xavi, that I really think we need change at this club, but I don't care who is in charge. You can't play like that. You as a player in a Barcelona shirt at home cannot go out onto that field and perform and defend the way you do against a team there that is pretty much bottom of La Liga. It's unacceptable. And that is why, guys, you know, we hear often the players respect Xavi. We heard players were crying when they found out that Xavi was going to be leaving. They may respect him. They are not playing for him. They have no idea what they are doing out there, and they haven't all season long. What we have seen is a mess. A team there with no cohesion, no leadership, no direction, no change whatsoever, and ultimately no identity. Which is interesting, because that's when we now move on to talk about the identity of this club, about the identity of this team, what the identity should be. Because how many times do we hear the phrase, Barça DNA, the Barça style of play, the Barça way at this club? We hear it, honestly, so many times, often incorrectly used, that it's starting to lose all of its meaning. Because I would look again at what we've seen throughout the season from Xavi in terms of Xavi's style of play as the coach of this club. You watch the games. Is that Barça DNA? Look, I know that he's from here. I know that he played his life at this club. I know that he's always going to be part of our history. But that doesn't make it a Barça team now. It doesn't make his team Barça DNA. Because to watch this team, especially right throughout this season, it is frankly boring. It is one of the slowest teams that I watch on any given weekend. At the top level, you watch any team, they all move the ball quicker than Barça do. We are painfully slow. Nobody wants to pass the ball forward. Nobody in this team wants to actually take the ball on and take a risk. It's boring. It's dreary. The only plan that I can see that we have, the only way that here, oh, it's Barça DNA, pass the ball around the back constantly playing the ball there between defenders and goalkeeper, and then saying, okay, this is the Barça way. Look, we're building up from the back. No, you're not. We are going nowhere. There's no penetration right throughout this team. The only plan that I can see we have is to pass the ball around so slowly, at such a snail's pace, that we actually hope the opposition fall asleep. And honestly, guys, it's beyond a joke at Barca right now. To watch the team, to watch the lack of pace in our play, it should be energetic. We should be moving the ball and ourselves out there on the field with pace, with urgency, opening up spaces, running in behind there, pressing from the front. There should be energy in this team. There should be intensity, and there's none of it. There is absolutely none of that Barca DNA, none of that essence in the team that we've been watching. And then it's inside of the club. Then we move inside of Barca, which of course is the whole other aspect of all of this. The internal conflicts maybe, the political side of the club, of course the hierarchy here inside of the club. And you listened yesterday to the words of Deco, who actually came out after the game in an interview there that has been controversial. He says a radical change is needed. He said there is a method that is now over. It's ended. The president is with me on this. He said we need to find somebody, the new coach there, that breaks up with the past and moves towards a brand new model. Now, a lot of that there has been really taken in by the media. There's been lots of reaction there to Deco's quotes. And the interesting part is, a few days ago, he said the complete opposite of that. Now, a lot of those words there from Deco, honestly, I can understand. I could maybe even get behind. But the problem is, what path are you talking about? What method are you talking about now? What new direction? Because like I say, a few days ago, Deco was saying, look, we didn't even want Xavi to go. We don't really want Xavi to go even now. This is the path that we're going down. We're on the right path. Barca DNA, Barca DNA. And then Xavi comes out after the game in a reaction there to those Deco quotes. And Xavi says himself, when exactly did Deco say that? You know, he didn't say anything to me. Deco tells me that he believes in Barca DNA, the style, so I can't really say anything else. And apparently Deco was going to come out actually today, clarify his quote. He was going to try and sort of explain what he meant by that or backtrack, we don't know. But the club have actually said now, well, just don't bother. They haven't actually even allowed him to speak today. But this is the exact problem right now at the club. What is the direction? Who actually knows where we're going? You know, what is the plan? Because quite clearly, day to day, things seem to change. You know, who is making the decisions inside of the club? Is Deco the man who is able to make these decisions and make the right ones? Should he have all of the power, all of the authority that he does? And then I would look, for instance, at the leader of it all, the president of the club, somebody there who must lead by example. Look, for instance, at what he wants. Because again, until yesterday's game, we were still hearing in the media, Laporta wants Xavi to continue. Laporta is still kind of hoping that Xavi changes his mind and that he stays on because this is the right path. So what does anybody want here inside of the club? Because then after another embarrassing game, after yet more whistles, more boos inside the home stadium of Barca, apparently then Laporta did lose his cool. Apparently then Laporta actually was extremely angry after yesterday's game. He even threw a few sandwich trays around. There was food flying inside of the Barca stadium yesterday. And you know what? I am finally glad, because I hope that Laporta now is realising, okay, this is not good. Because for far, far too long throughout this season, they've been avoiding the elephant in the room. They've been trying to pretend as though everything's good, everything's on the right path. It hasn't been. We need to face up to the facts here that this is not Barca right now, and change must happen. Losing should have consequences. Those are Laporta's words, and I hope the anger maybe that he felt after yesterday's game continues to flow through him, because he must understand here, this is not right. We do need a change in direction. We do have to move on. We have to evolve as a club, and that makes this summer key. That makes the next coach of Barca a massive decision, and that is why everybody here, we need unity. They need to be together. We need to be on the right path, understanding the direction we're heading in, because this coaching decision, it is absolutely make or break for Laporta and his Barca board. Because honestly, guys, we can't go on like this. You know, none of us want to be feeling this way after every weekend, after every Barca game. We want to go back to the times where it was fun, where it was exciting, where it was enjoyable to sit down and watch our team, and we felt close to the team. We felt a real bond and understanding of what we were seeing. We need that connection back, because like I say, this is not Barca, and the sooner we accept that, the sooner that we actually front up to the problems that we have, the sooner we can go about fixing them. Please do let me know, guys, your comments down below, your feelings right now. When you sit down, when you watch this team, what does it make you feel? What do you come away from the games feeling? Let me know all of that emotion down below, and I will see you very soon indeed. There will be more videos. We will not stop fighting here for some light to emerge at the end of the tunnel. That is what we are absolutely striving for. Thank you indeed for your support. To all of you here getting involved, and until next time, as always, Vejska, El Barça.